Is the packaging something you should customize? How do you get your branding across to your buyers with no insert card or special packaging? Or is it rather your listing and the product itself communicate the brand? First of all, the packaging is something I would customize if you can, but depends on the product, the pricing, and the margins. Think about an Apple Watch or an iPhone. That's a really expensive product, right? That's not a product that you're going to just fling in a poly bag and call it good. It's not even a product that you would fling in a cardboard box and call it good. An iPhone is a very high end, a very premium, very expensive product. So they take a lot of time in the packaging, the branding of it, the feel of it, the quality of the actual cardboard box. It's an experience to open an Apple product. So again, it depends on the product, the pricing, and your profit margin. If you're selling an iPhone, yes, go out hardcore, custom packaging, make it legit, make it the best of the best. If you're selling like a $25 dog bandana, it's like, I don't need a super fancy cardboard box because one, that's going to eat into my profit margins for a $25 product. And two, it's like, it's not necessary. It's a dog bandana. It's like people don't expect a really fancy iPhone box type of experience. A simple poly bag will do the trick. Now, you can get a custom poly bag printed with your logo on it. You don't have to. Again, like there's some products, and I've talked to some students who they don't print their logo on their poly bag. They just go with a simple poly bag that's literally just clear plastic, but there's branding elements on the inside. Their branding element is their insert card. Their branding element is like a cardboard wrap, or it's some other aspect of the packaging inside the poly bag itself. So again, I think it kind of depends on what is the product. Does it need fancy packaging? Like, is that going to really help the customer experience, or is it kind of unnecessary? Do you already have branding elements? Like if it's a product, like even our product, we have a nice leather tag. You probably can't see it super well, but we have a nice leather tag on the product itself with our branding and our logo. It's very in your face. Owners who are putting on our bandanas every day or, consistently, they see that. They see the leather tag. The branding is in their face over and over, right? If your product, if the branding is really hidden, like if you don't have a leather tag or like it's not really visible to the customer, then I think it's more important to do custom packaging because you need those touch points with the branding. You need the touch points with the logo, the brand name, because the customer needs to be able to recall that when they're talking to their friends, going to buy again, when, like all that stuff, when they're going to post on social media, you want them to remember to tag you, like all those things. That's where the branding aspect comes in, is those touch points and those like seeing the branding. Obviously you can do it with your listing. You can have a great listing, but here's the deal. After they buy your product and they see your listing, they're never going to your listing again, unless they come back to Amazon and search again. But right, that's it. They click your listing, they buy a product, they're never going back to your listing. So there needs to be more elements somehow that are showing your branding. So the more you can get your branding in front of someone, the more they're going to remember it. I feel like that's just kind of common sense. Like the more you see something, the more you're going to remember it. So if it's on your bag, on an insert card, if it's on the product, that just increases your chancing of someone actually remembering, oh, these dog bandanas are from Remy and Rue. I've seen it 50 times. So they're not going to forget it. One other point for that I wrote down here for that question of how do you get your branding across if you don't have an insert card? First of all, have an insert card. I would recommend it. Or let's say you don't have special packaging, you just have a clear poly bag. Get your branding across with social media. Take social media seriously. You may not have a ton of followers. We don't have a ton of followers. I think we have like 13,000 followers now, but we do great with product launches on social media. And again, it helps get your branding across. People are on Instagram, they're on Twitter, they're on YouTube, they're on these social media sites. If your brand name simply is just getting in front of their face every once in a while, that's going to help them remember you, right? So take social media seriously. Do what you can to get someone to social media. That's why you heard me read my insert card. There's nothing on there about leaving a review. I don't even think I said the word review on our insert card. It's all about social media. I want them to go to social media more than I want them to leave me a review. Why? Because if they go to social media, first of all, they're going to see my branding. So next time they go to buy, they're going to remember my brand. But they're also going to see my new products. They're going to see my new launches. And they're going to be more likely to tag me on social media. And when they tag me on social media, that's when I ask for the review. And your chances of getting a review go exponentially through the roof. So social media is where it is at when it comes to getting your branding across and creating a kind of a community. There's so many more benefits to that than like getting a review. I would much rather have someone go follow me on Instagram than leave me a review. If they leave me a review on my Amazon page, it's like, yeah, that's great. But at some point, depending on your product and your market, there's like a point of diminishing return where it doesn't matter if you have 100 reviews or 100,000 reviews, you're not going to get any more sales. So what really good does it do after that point is my point, right? Like reviews are important, but I would much rather have someone on Instagram who, like I said, can dial in on the branding a lot more, get the branding top of mind, buy repeat purchases. That's what's making me money. Like, so just consider that when you're thinking about how to get your branding across, is really trying to drive traffic to social media.